And welcome to this edition of the Coach Derwin Wright Sports Show. Join me, Coach Derwin Wright, and Coach, a tough one on Friday night.
Well, it's a game at two halves, and winning 6-0 at half. Felt like we had some things we could correct, and came out and had missed tackle on kickoff, which guy unblocked, just missed tackled, and then in the third quarter late, we just let them take the game away from us, and it was just bad tackling, Gary. I mean, our kids have played some great defense for the most part, and then we've got a guy tackled for a 2-yard loss, and he cuts back instead of wrapping up and using your body. We're reaching in there with our arms, and we've talked about it. But, the great thing is now you got film on it, and you can show it and drill it and say, hey, this is what we're talking about. So that's the good thing that come out of the game.
We'll take a look at the Oneida game, plus we'll look ahead to this week's first region matchup right after this.
For more than a century, Union Bank has been serving the people of Fentress County. Now, as we begin a new chapter in our history of service, we want to take this opportunity to reassure you that while our building may be new, we're still the same friendly people you have known for years. Union Bank, the same people, the same goals, and the same commitment to you. Union Bank, your locally owned hometown bank for more than a century, growing to meet your needs. Equal Housing Lender Member FDIC.
Back here on the Coach Derwin Wright Sports Show, and Coach, your offense tonight just couldn't seem to get nothing going.
No, we blocked better than it appeared in reality, but we didn't good job. Our wings back didn't do a good job blocking for each other, and off our double teams, we chipped, and we didn't chip the linebackers, and we let their linebackers run free on us. And then in our veer game, it seemed like when we should have gave it, we pulled it, and when we should have pulled it, we gave it. We just misexecuted, Gary.
Coach, your as far as run game was shut down, but your passing game just pretty much wasn't there at all.
Well, we don't have a strong passing game. Dalton's a good option quarterback. And I think we can develop into a decent passing team. But again, he's not been back with us long, and he's still rusty. Probably should have played Jonah Durham more at quarterback the other night. I thought he gave us a spark against the Cumberland County team, and but trying to get reps and get him back to speed, so to speak. And we got to do a better job in both the run game and pass game, and It's one of those things you preach to your offensive line, you preach to your backs, blocking low, staying low. And, when you go against a good defensive team, if you're not low, they're going to stalemate you or knock you back, and that's what happened to us Friday night.
Coach, as far as breaks go, your team, a couple of big opportunities, one with almost interception, and then another one later in the game was the batted pass when Holden was wide open, and they just got a paw. It seemed like everything was going their way.
Yeah, it just and that's just lack of total execution on our part. We had an opportunity. We brought a dog from the backside. I sent Isaiah Strong, and he got a free shot on the quarterback, and hit Johan West right in the hands, and really caught him by surprise. But that's if he handles that, that's a pick six unless somebody runs him down and. Sparks us, and then again we fired a hot pass. Andrew Starr actually was in the press box, and he told me, he said, "Coach, I think your tight end be open on a hot pass." And I said, "Yeah, I'm trying to set something up for him." And it was there. Just threw it a little quick, and like you said, they got one fingertip on it. If we'd got that ball over that safety's head, we might have walked in the end zone on that one. So just missed opportunities, but. They are a good, solid football team, but again, our tackling defensively, we played a lot better than that score shows. We just did not make tackles that we have to make, and you just don't get chance after chance in the open field to make tackles. And we talked last week. I told you one of the big things was going to be that we were going to have to tackle in the open field and do a good job, and we did for a half, and then we just kind of imploded.
Coach number 22, he just had a big night. Of course, he was the player that he had all the big runs and all the touchdowns except for one.
Yeah, he had some speed once he got in the open field, and, two of those runs were potentially tackle for lost plays, and we just didn't make tackles, Gary. And, I mean, I can't can't emphasize it enough. But we just got to go back and work those fundamentals and get better.
Coach, your special teams, as you said, they had a good game other than that one breakdown at the start of the third quarter, and that really set the momentum in Oneida's way.
Yeah, anytime you come out in the third quarter, whether you're receiving the kick or you're kicking off, it's vital in that third quarter to set the tone. And, and we came out and, like I said, we had a guy run down. The number 3 man ran down number 5's lane. I don't know what he was doing. And, then in that situation, we had 2 guys over there when they should have been 3 and 4. And in the 2 guys, Zach Gibson did a heck of a job to fight off a block and almost got the tackle. If 3 and 4 would have been where they were supposed to be instead of running in the middle of the field. And but those mental breakdowns is what beats you, and then it beats you against a good team that's not making mental breakdowns.
And of course, Coach, the good thing about this too, it wasn't a region game.
No, it wouldn't, and it was a game we can look at and learn from. And I told our guys, I said early on, I told the coaches that the thing I saw, we wouldn't be mentally tough. And what I mean by that is just staying focused and on your job and doing your job, not trying to run and do somebody else's job, just being mentally tough and in position where you're supposed to be. And I said, they exploited that on us, and that's something we got to improve on.
They also took advantage of a couple of bad penalties.
They did, which two of those 2 personal fouls, we did them. I mean, I was standing right there, and they were, when you let a guy anger you to the point where you react in a way that you hurt your team, it's just not. There's no excuse for that. Pushing a guy in football and shoving them from behind and doing those things. You don't hurt anybody doing that except your own teammates. And you're losing control of your emotions. That means you're not in control. And that's that mental toughness I'm talking about. You've got to understand it's a game of contact. And if a guy's talking trash to you, getting up and shoving him in the back or doing something dumb doesn't help you at all. It killed us. And that was 2 drives that we would have been 3rd down and 1 yard or 3rd down and 3 yards. Instead, we're now 3rd down and 17 and 3rd down and 18 and 3rd down and 16. And we're not a 3rd down and 18, 16 team. So just killed drives for us.
Coach, if Oneida learned one thing from last year, it seemed like last year you guys wore them down toward the end. This game, they were running into players constantly, and especially on their offensive line, they were running in plays every other play. So they were keeping fresh bodies all night long.
Well, he's kind of where we were last year. He's got 17 seniors over there, and all of them have played a lot. So. They're an experienced group, and they were running in linebackers, they were running in D line, and they had a lot more depth than we did. And yet I was proud as far as conditioning wise. They had 3 players in 3 plays cramp, and we didn't have anybody cramping. But the fact is, they just out mentally toughed us.
Well, the Dragons got to put this one behind them because this week it's region matchup and one of the longest trips they've got to Grundy County. We'll take a look at the Yellow Jackets right after this.
For more than a century, Union Bank has been serving the people of Fentress County. Now, as we begin a new chapter in our history of service, we want to take this opportunity to reassure you that while our building may be new, we're still the same friendly people you have known for years. Union Bank, the same people, the same goals, and the same commitment to you. Union Bank, your locally owned hometown bank for more than a century, growing to meet your needs. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
And back here on the Coach Derwin Wright Sports Show. And Coach, you're headed to Grundy County this year. Grundy County going to be without their head coach for this one, but they're still a very dangerous team.
They are. They've got athletes. Their quarterback and their tailback are both fast. They're faster than Oneida as far as the team. Don't have the size up front that Oneida does, and I'm sure they don't have the experience. But they are as solid a Grundy team as I've seen since we got back in with them and started playing them. And they're a team that we're going to have to come out and play well, or we're going to take another one on the chin if we don't tackle and do things right.
Coach, offensively, what you got to do to move it against?
Well, execute, Gary. Execute. Know who we're blocking. Know when we're supposed to chip. Know our assignments, and I think our backs have got to hit the hole a little bit quicker, and we just the other night it was just mis-execution. It wasn't what we were doing; it was how we were doing it, and basically we got to go back and we've got to get things fixed. And we had a good practice today, just finished up, and we corrected a lot of things, and you see, and that's as long as you learn from your mistakes. It's just like you take the UT game over there. Well, that was a good Arkansas team they were playing, but they got shocked. And if they learn from that and they come out and they got the intensity, it's the same with us. It's like I told our guys, you can't play 3 quarters, you can't play 2 quarters. You got to play the whole game. You got to play every play as if it's your last. And, if we can get that intensity and know that each play, every assignment's important, we can get this thing turned back around. But if we continue to drop our head, you just don't win doing that. You got to overcome adversity. In every football game, there's adversity, and you've got to overcome it.
Coach, as far as for your defensive unit, what do you expect for the Yellow Jackets to run at you?
Well, they're going to be in a 4-4. They'll have 10 men in the box, just like most teams are going to stack the box against us. And, that's where we've got to hit some of these play-action passes and make somebody pay for putting those guys in the box. And, that's something we're going to focus on. Focus on our routes. We're not good. We're running corner routes that were rounded and just letting safeties come underneath them. We got to be more precise on our routes. We just got to be fundamentally and more, more confident in what we're doing.
What kind of offense will the Yellow Jackets bring into the game?
Oh, they're in spread. They're like most teams. They're in spread offense, looking to throw some quick stuff, bubble, short game. But they've got a few athletes, and they're getting them the ball in space, running a really good jet sweep to the trip side. And then again, the quarterback's going to pull it a lot and run it. He looks like he's a quick guy. So 2 and 21. And 22 again this week. Our guys, we've got to really look to shut down, especially 2.
Coach, your special teams can't have a breakdown this week.
No, we got to do a better job. I'd say in the punt game, Whitehawk's got, he's getting under them and he's trying to catch them. But now we let one roll the other night and cost us about 20 yards, and so we got to make those decisions, and and that's a tough job for any kid. That's a tough job, and I'm confident in him. I think, other than that, he's fielded what come to him, and we just got to make sure we get to him.
Coach, give us some numbers, both sides of the ball, to watch for the Yellow Jackets.
Well, big number 2 and 22, both very athletic. They use 2 a lot of different ways, and he's a speed guy. Defensively, their middle linebacker stood out to me. I think he was number 43. He's 43 or 41, but you can tell he's got a lot of instinct, and he's a very downhill football player. The overall D line was okay. They're coming off low, and they're not standing up, but a lot of times they're just submarining, just subbing under, and they were playing a good South Pittsburgh team Friday night, so South Pittsburgh was hitting the edge on them pretty good with their quickness, and I think the middle linebacker's a guy you got to account for. He's going to have and last year against us, he was the same guy, and he had a really good night until we started getting him blocked, and then we were able to bust things open. So we got to remember that and get him blocked.
Coach, as far as the district standings, region standings, this one's a huge one to start it.
Oh, absolutely. Every game this year, every region game is huge for us. I think our region is stronger than it's been top to bottom. Right now, so far, Upperman's kind of set themselves up with the opponent. They beat Cookeville, and then Livingston beat Cookeville Friday night. So, we got some tough games ahead, but our biggest opponent right now is to not do things to beat ourselves. And I felt like we had opportunities, like you said, to make 2 or 3 big plays, and we just missed them. And then we had two times that we had a guy tackled for a loss in the backfield, and it was like we just slowed up thinking that somebody else had him, and you can't do that. And so there's 2 touchdowns potentially we could have had, and 2 we could have stopped, which gets it back in a game where at the end you got momentum, and who knows. But that's the big thing right now is we got to start making those plays when we get the opportunity, and not giving up the big play. Bend, don't break.
Their coach, Tracy Hayworth, not going to be at the game due to a suspension because of some that's going to be interesting to see how that affects.
Well, they had that this week, and looked like and Coach Hayworth, I think he's been on the college level, played some professional football, so I think he's got an O coordinator and a D coordinator and that type deal. So I think things will run pretty smooth, but it's still different when the head coach is not there. So, but I'm sure he's working on that kind of deal where he's got a guy that's calling his offense, and he probably just interjects ever so often. So and same on the defensive side of the ball, but we just got to get ready to play. We got to get ready to play, and we got to do things to not beat ourselves.
It's a long trip, but we want everybody to come on out.
Absolutely a long trip, but we've got a couple of long trips this year, but had a great following the other night, and I apologize to our crowd for the way our team played. We're better than that, and our kids know we're better than that, and hopefully they'll come down again Friday night and see us perform a little better than what we did the other night.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for joining us, and best luck on Friday night.
Thank you.
And that's going to do it for this edition of the Coach Derwin Wright Sports Show. Be sure to turn out Friday night. It's a long haul down to Grundy County, but it's going to be a big region game, and they need you there as the 12th man. Until then, for 15104 Sports, I'm Gary Clark. See you at the game.